Welcome everyone to Early to CSE. We are going to go through paper 1 for the year 2021. Remember, the exam is consisted of 16 multiple choice questions with a time of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Number 1, a small package containing important documents is to be mailed to Canada from a Caribbean island. Which postal service would be most suitable? D, registered mail. Number 2, which of the following items would be included in a memorandum? In a memorandum, we have the date, address, salutation, complimentary closed notes. The answer will be A, date. Number 3, in which of the following situations would the relationship between employees be described as vertical? Vertical is starting from top and then you're coming down. Horizontal is from left to right. So vertical, it will mean that it will always have someone above you who is more senior. So the answer will be A. One is senior to the other. Number 4, which of the following is the correct sequence to follow on receipt of a suspicious package? Handle the package carefully, that will be number 1. Place the package away from you. Leave the office, lock the door, inform security, that's C. Number 5, assume that you are a new employee in a large firm. While you are awaiting instructions from your supervisor, another employee asks you to help her with her work. You should tell her immediately that you are a new employee and unfamiliar with her work. Nothing else. 6, the science of fitting the workplace to meet the needs of employee is known as ergonomics. 7, the major difference between an operator-assisted call and a direct call, it is monitoring by the operator. Number 8, a person who was dismissed from a previous job is filling out an application form for another job. He is required to state the reason for leaving the last place of employment. It is best to ignore the question, answer not applicable, give the correct reason, or make a reasonable excuse. You have to give the correct reason. Remember, these firms will be doing background checks. You cannot lie on any application form. Number 9, Mr. Lee of the sales department asks the receptionist to transfer a call from a customer to Mr. Field of the accounts department. If the call is disconnected while it is being put through to the accounts department, what should the receptionist do? Leave the line open so that the customer can call again? Telephone Mr. Lee, explain what happened and offer an apology? Telephone Mr. Field, explain what happened and offer an apology? Or should you contact the customer, apologize, and connect to Mr. Field? Remember, customer comes first, so the answer will be D. Number 10, which of the following statements describes an applicant's curriculum vitae? A brief account of his life history and work experience, a comprehensive report on his vital scores obtained during a course of study, an extended list of his dossier and interests, an outline of the curriculum covered at the secondary school level. So the answer is C. C is the correct answer there. 11, it is now 3 months since you have applied for a job at a large firm and you have only received a letter of acknowledgement. What action should you now take in an effort to obtain the job? Write another letter of application, telephone your friend who works with the firm, visit the company and ask to see the human resource manager, or write a letter to follow up on the application. You're going to write a letter to follow up on the application. Number 12, which of the following services would usually be offered to customers who have fixed deposit accounts at a commercial bank? Permission to write checks. You can't write a check on a fixed deposit account. Withdrawals. You cannot withdraw money on a fixed deposit account, but you will be gathering interest, higher interest rate than that offered on savings accounts. So the answer is B, 3 only. Number 13, which of the following is not a requirement of a letter of application? It should be typed. The grammar used should be correct. It should request an opportunity for an interview. It should indicate the position for which the person is applying for. Which is not a requirement. It should request an opportunity for an interview. Okay, so let me backtrack on that answer there. Let me backtrack on that answer there. The correct answer is A. It should be typed. It's not a requirement because when you are filling out a letter of application, you can write it. A handwritten letter of application is accepted. So 13 will be A. All right, 13 is A. 14. Which of the following guidelines should be followed by the interviewee during a job interview? Remain pleasant and alert, yes. Be confident when answering questions, yes. Maintain minimal eye contact, minimal? No. Now, if they had this word maximum, then it would have been yes. So the answer would be 1 and 2 only. If they had the word maximum, then we would have put the answer as D. But because you put minimal, this is wrong. At an interview, it should be maximum eye contact. You look at everybody in their eyes at all times. 15, you work in the records management department of a large firm. In what order should you file correspondence from the following 3 clients? Now, when we are filing, we use the surname first and then the first name. But look at the surname. All the names starts with W. In the rule, once all the names starts with the same letter, you go to the next letter. If it's the same, then you go to the third letter. So when we go to the third letter, we have Wolf, that's L, against O, 2 O's. In the alphabet, L comes before O. So this one will be filed first. So which one of these starts with number 2 first? The only one that starts with number 2, it's C. So obvious, this will be the answer. 16. The correct indexing title of a file for Peter, Ken, and Jean Doe will be, remember the rule, you go with the surname first, so Jean Doe first, then the first name, which will be Peter, then the middle name, right? So the only one offers this will be B. 17. Which of the following methods of filing classification would be most suitable for a manufacturing company with distribution centers throughout the Caribbean? That will be geographical. Keyword, Caribbean. 18. Which of the following would be most suitable for storing inactive soft copies of files? Inactive files that we don't use again. Soft copy is the keyword here. Soft is the keyword here. If I say send me your assignment, soft copy, it means you're using some sort of electronic device. If I say I wanted hard copy, it means you have to print it out and give it to me in my hand. So soft copy will be external hard drive. That is the only answer that could have been used there. Number 19. Clearly is paid a basic wage of $8 per hour for a 40-hour week. So immediately we have to calculate basic salary for the week. So that will be 40 hours multiplied by 8 is $320. So Claire is working for $320 on a normal given week. $9.60 per hour for any overtime work. Last week, Claire worked for 48 hours. Remember, Claire's basic work week is 40 hours. So it's telling us she worked 8 hours extra. For that 8 hours extra, we have to pay her $9.60 for each hour extra she worked. So $9.60 multiplied by 8, we get $76.80 plus the $320 which is her original basic weekly salary, and we would get $396.80. 20. A large office space with many employees working in the same area is referred to as an open plan. 21. An advantage of centralized filing is that all records are stored and managed in one place. Remember, centralized filing is where we have everything in one central location. Decentralized would have been where each department has its own filing system. So D would have been the answer if this word was decentralized. Understand? 22. A sum of money given to a cashier at the start of the day to make change is called a float. Float. 23. The accounts department has requested a file from the central filing department. Which of the following actions should the file clerk take? Find out if the file is available. Yes. Complete an outsheet and place it in the file. Yes. Ask the person receiving the file to sign for it. Yes. So the answer will be D. All these things must be followed. 24. Files which are no longer in use and placed in storage are referred to as archive. 25. You are a receptionist and your employer has asked you to cancel his appointment with an important client. What is the most suitable action to take? Cancel the whole employment date and time in the employer's diary. Contact the client, apologize, and inform him or her that the appointment has been cancelled. Arrange a new appointment and inform the client of the change, or write a letter to the client advising him or her of the cancellation. So the best answer here is contact the client, apologize, and inform him or her that the appointment has been cancelled. 26. At the annual general meeting of Verona Enterprises, an equal number of votes were cast for and against a motion. What action should the chairperson take to break the tie? Exercise the casting votes. We can't ask the members to vote again. We could end up with the same tie. We can't adjourn the meeting to another day. We could end up with the same tie. All right? 27. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a petty cash fund? That is for making small payments conveniently. 28. Which of the following terms is used to describe a committee which has been set up to deal with a specific matter? That is ad hoc. Remember, ad hoc is a sudden meeting designed to deal with a specific matter. 29. The petty cash float is $100 and it is operated on the Impress system. What amount should the petty cashier receive to start the new period? So in a case like this, all you have to do, add up all the expenses here, $30 plus 15 plus 19.40 plus $22, we'll get $86.40. And if we spend $86.40, we need $86.40, all right, to replenish the Impress system. So that's A. 30. The chairperson's role in a meeting is to control the discussions. Yes. Make notes. Yes, the chairperson can make notes. Ensure that members are given the opportunity to speak. Yes. So the answer is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to 31. One of the duties of an accounts clerk is completing the budgets, preparing debit and credit notes, preparing contracts of employment, directing workers to the payroll. So question 31 will be B, preparing debits and credit notes. 32. Which of the following deductions can be made from wages without obtaining permission from the employee? One is tax. You do not need permission from any employee when you are dealing with tax. National insurance, income tax, 1 and 2 only. Those are compulsory. 33, which of the following documents is sent by the seller when the customer has been undercharged? When they have been undercharged, we give them a debit note. 34. Mrs. K bought a new stove on hire purchase from New and Used Appliances Limited. She wants to authorize her bank to make monthly payments. Which of the following services should she use? It will be a standing order. So Mrs. K would not have to go every month and stand in any line to see any teller. She can organize a standing order to her accounts department where the money will be pulled from her account every time she's paid and go directly to New and Used Appliances Limited. Standing order, the best thing that was ever created, one of the best things. 35. The term verbatim minutes refers to an exact wording of the proceedings at the meeting. Remember, verbatim is everything. So I'm speaking here, everything that comes out of my mouth, you record it. That's verbatim. If I say la 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 while I'm speaking, you have to record la la la. Exact words that are coming out of my mouth, you must record it. Like in a court settings. All right. 36. If the number of persons required to form a quorum is not present, the meeting should be postponed immediately. 37. One of the most important functions of the Human Resource Department is to attend to the welfare of employees. That is HR's most important function. 38. An ex officio committee member is one who attends meetings by virtue of an office. Within a meeting context, a proposal that certain action should be taken is known as a motion. A motion is like a suggestion, an idea that you have that you like to recommend. 40. Which of the following items of business is not discussed at an annual general meeting? Declaration of dividends, that is discussed. Election of directors and auditors, that is discussed. Making arrangements for an important director, that is not discussed. Presentation and adoption of company's records, that is discussed. So the answer will be C, that is not discussed at an annual general meeting. 41. In what order should the secretary complete the following procedures when preparing for a meeting? Ensure that the venue is booked. This is number 1. For sure, this is number 1. And the only option here that has 2 is B. Right? Send notices will be after. Collect information required for use at the meeting. And then the last thing will be collect the stationery for use at the meeting. 42. Which of the following would have a major effect on labor turnover? Labor turnover is the reason workers will want to leave their place of employment. Number 1 reason, the working conditions. 43. An itinerary gives information concerning the departure and arrival of times of flights. 44. You are traveling to a destination where the time is 1 hour ahead of your departure time. If your plane departs at 12 noon and your flight takes 1 hour and 15 minutes, so that'll be 1:15. If it's 1 hour ahead, it'll be 2:15. And what time will you arrive at your destination? 2:15 using the 24-hour clock will be 14:15 hours. When a 24-hour clock is showing 18:30 hours, the time on the 12-hour clock will be 6:30 p.m. 46. What is the first step that a businessman should take if his cash book and bank statement show a difference of $20? Immediately reconcile his bank statement with his cash book. 47. The schedule above shows that the aircraft will stop in Antigua on its way to Jamaica from Barbados. How long will the aircraft be on the ground in Antigua? So we have 425 is on the ground to 730. You have to check the difference between 425 and 730. 425 to 525, that's 1 hour. 525 to 625, 2 hours. 625 to 725, that's 3 hours with 5 minutes difference. So that will be 8. 47A. 48. Some firms offer a program which aims to assist new employees in becoming familiar with their jobs. This program is known as an induction, only offered to new employees. 49. The human resource clerk has been asked to go through a list of job applicants and select those who meet the necessary requirements for a job. This process is known as short listing. B, short listing. You just write that. Short listing. Question number 50. The use of a perpetual inventory system in a large department store enables the calculation of stock levels and values at specific intervals. 50. D. 51. The job an employee has been doing is no longer required by the organization. The employee will be made redundant. 52. The Joy High School wants to build a new canteen and has received promotional material from several firms. In order to select the most suitable firm for the job, the school should invite firms to send A, tenders, B, price list, 3, catalogs, or D, statement. The answer is A. Tenders is like a bid to see who can get the job. 53. The term minimum level on the stock card refers to the lowest balance of stock allowed. 54. What is the cost of the closing stock at the end of May using the FIFO method? So in all, we had 30 stocks at hand. So that'll be 30. 15 plus 15 is 30. We sent out 20. 30 minus 20, we end up with 10. We end up with 10, right? So this is the period here, February, we're looking at. If we end up with 10 and the last payment we would have sold one of the stock for is $30. So 30 multiplied by 10 is 300. So the answer is A. 55. What is the benefit of having insurance coverage during the transportation of goods? Prevents accidents, ensures goods are not stolen, prevents the driver from selling the goods, or compensates the businessman in case of a loss. D, 55, D. 56, we have a job card here, job postcard. All right. What is the 20% overhead charge? Now, in order to determine the 20% overhead charge, we have to add 600 plus 250 plus 60. Now, I want you to focus on this right here. Stitcher is the labor for the job. And then when you come underneath here, we see in total cost of labor. So some students like to add 200 plus 200. That is incorrect. You are only taking one figure here. The stitcher is the labor. No need to add 200 twice. Understand? The stitcher will be doing the job, right? What is the job? The job is to create 12 cushions. We need the labor. Labor is who will be doing the 12 cushions. So we need one stitcher. One stitcher will cost the company $200 to make 12 cushions. Do not add another $200 here. All right? So what we have to do is be 600 plus 250 plus 60 plus 200 only. All right? Remember, in the room, you will not be allowed any calculator. So the answer is $1,110. They want to find out 20% of the overcharge. So it will be 20% of $1,110 will get $222. So we're going to put the $222 right here. That is the 20% overhead cost. So the answer is C. The total cost of the job will be, what we have to do now, the total cost of the job to make 12 cushions is add 600 plus 250 plus 60 plus 200 plus $222. We get $1,332. The answer is D. 57. P. Hawk has a manufacturing business. His raw materials is 1,900. Rates and rents is 2,000. Factory wages amount to 2,500. The number of units produced is 640. What is the cost of one unit? What we have to do is add all of this here and divide it by 640 and we'll get $10. C. 59. An order for the supply of 4 new laptops was delivered on 4th of January 2021. The amount due for payment is $2,680. It's subject to a 5% discount if the bill is paid within 28 days. The total cash discount is, what we have to do is find 5% of $2,680. That's all you have to do. And you will get $134. That is the cash discount. The question is asking you for the cash discount. So what we did is find 5% of $2,680, you'll get $134. And the last question, number 60. The company at which you are employed uses a COD system for selling goods. COD means, is it cash on due date, cash on delivery, cash on demand, or cash on deposit? The answer is cash on delivery. That's when you order something online. When they reach in front of your house to give you your package, you come down with your necessary fees and you pay that person directly there. That is cash on delivery. All right, so students, we've come to the end of this particular past paper. This is 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. Please go through your answers and your questions. Read your questions carefully. All right, so thank you for joining me in completing Office Administration 2021 Paper 1, which comprises of 60 multiple choice questions.